What's happening with you? This is the Roy C. Gilmore podcast, where real don't get no realer and it don't come with a filter. I am your host, Roy C. Gilmore. A lot of y'all may know me from telling my story about when a woman put witchcraft on me on social media. For the ones who don't know me, I'm Roy C. Gilmore, baby. I am from Jefferson County, Georgia. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. I make music. I'm also a producer. You can check my music out on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Just type in Roy C. Gilmore and baby, I come up. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I love science, poetry, jazz, R&B. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't snort. I don't shoot up. I'm very much open to working with like-minded individuals, podcasters, movie producers, A&Rs, publicists, not powderheads, big backs, people who make excuses for every damn thing. When I say like-minded, I mean people who want to be successful and they don't make excuses. Disclaimer, I curse a lot sometimes. 4.5 years in the Marine Corps will do that to you. So if you sensitive, baby, I ain't for you. Go ahead and cut me off now. But on this podcast, I will be interviewing people and they will be sharing their testimonies, homie. I'm talking witchcraft survivors, domestic abuse survivors, pastors, porn stars, all types of people. If you have a testimony that you want to send, you can send it to the Roy C. Gilmore podcast at gmail.com. If you want me to promote your brand or your music up here, you can also send it to that same email. If you have any questions or comments, email me there. I check it daily, so if anything come through, I see it. My podcast is my classroom, and like any classroom, baby, there's rules. But the rules are simple. Respect me and respect my guests. If you can't do that, then you can get the hell out of the classroom. To the ones who do submit, I'm not here to judge you. I can't judge you. I ain't got a heaven or hell to put you in, baby. If you submit your testimony to me to get up here on this podcast and tell it, all I ask is that you're healed enough to tell it. If you're not healed, we will reconvene at a different time. But if you healed and you ready to tell it, holla at me. I ain't gonna keep you too long. With all that being said, we're gonna jump right into the intro. Deuces. Now, before y'all listen to this recording, I went back and I played it back, man, and I noticed that there was an echo in my voice because I forgot to tell Elle to put on some headphones so the echo would be in the recording, but it slipped my mind. It won't happen again, so don't beat me up too bad about it. Homie, today I have the honor of introducing a very special guest today on my podcast, homie. A lot of y'all may recognize her from our Witchcraft series, and some of y'all may know her because she was present when y'all was getting married. Ladies, y'all may know her because her products help you get pregnant. She done helped 25 plus women conquer their infertility journey with her Yanni herbs, and she probably done helped some of y'all out spiritually because she is a spiritual advisor. So we talking an ordained minister, a spiritual advisor, and a blessing to women that's struggling with infertility. So without further ado, dog, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome Elle. I can't wait to upload this shit, man. But I'm gonna have to rest after me and yours because I've been going too goddamn hard.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of you being like a talk show host. Honestly, you know, and you gotta rest in between time and rest your voice, drink water, drink tea. All that.
Because believe it or not, man, I don't like talking.
Yeah.
As much as people love to hear me speak, I prefer to shut the fuck up. I do. I prefer to shut the fuck up, man.
That just means you found the balance between it. Learn how to listen and hear too.
I learn much more being quiet, man, but people always want to fucking hear from me, and I'm like,
let's do it. I'm all for it.
So, a lot of people, man, been asking about you since I came out with the story about the woman, and I told people about, you know, Elle. Everybody wants to know, who is Elle? Where can I find her? So then I think at that time you was going through your own thing, man, and I was like, man, Elle is out of commission.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Down for count.
Yeah, and people was like, you know, Elle don't exist because you made up the whole story, and I'm like, I promise you, she real.
Oh, she's here.
Yeah, she real, man. She going through some changes right now.
Yes, the deep, profound ones.
Yeah, but what, if you don't mind, what happened with that situation? Because I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like and maybe I'm foolish for thinking this, but I feel like once you are a certain level of just aware, to an extent, I feel like you become untouchable. And I think maybe that's why I got my ass tapped on, you know, because I felt like I can hear God, I can connect to the universe, and I can manifest whatever the fuck I want to. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool.
Right.
And then I got humbled.
Right. Because that's how it goes. Yeah. That's how it goes. I would have to say that I too, at one, because I've been on this journey for about 15 years, 16 years, something like that. I too reached the point of my own power and empowerment of when I felt like invincible, touchable, like, I got this. I tapped into all of my Christ consciousness. I got it. I figured it out. And it's just as you accomplish anything in life, you are beginning to fail at it. Just as you reach the top of the mountain, you now need to conquer going down the mountain. You can't live at the top of the mountain. You have to figure out how are you going to go back down into life. And then how are you going to go through that valley, back to the peak, back to another plateau, back to the top, back to, because it's a series, the cycle of life. So I think more than anything, what I was going through at that time, when you were sharing your story and attempting to share my presence in the story, I was experiencing one of those valleys. Like I had quite literally tumbled to the bottom of the mountain. And it was like, okay, I've been here before. I know how to navigate this. But how am I going to do it? What are you going to do this time? Because a lot of the time it's just realizing that you are a student of life. So even when you achieve something, okay, you will still have to apply it again. That was just the midterm. You'll have a final over this thing again in another 6 to 8 months. Will you be ready? So I definitely know that I was just experiencing some personal transformation. And for 2 years, now I don't know exactly when you started sharing your story on TikTok, but for 2 years, I was being spiritually and energetically attacked just because that's what comes with the territory as well. Everybody wants to share their gift, or everybody wants to have a gift until you realize that when you have something that a lot of other people don't have, a lot of other people want it. So it's the equivalent of you walking down the street with a big old gold box of trinkets coming out of it, and you're expecting just people not to ask you for it, or at least trying to gravitate towards you to get it. And a lot of times that goes deeper than just this lifetime. It goes deeper than just these experiences that we've had with these people. So I was definitely being spiritually attacked for the greater part of 2 years, and I am finally on the other side of that just 6 months later after all of that. So
that's crazy, man. Me and my wife, we bump heads about this stuff all the time, man, because the way I see it, if God gave me these gifts, he want me to use it.
That's it.
So I'm going to try to circumvent making mistakes. And my wife's thing is, just because you're gifted don't mean that you don't get to experience life.
True.
And I'm like, man, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Like, man, fuck that. If I get a vision that it's a pothole coming up, I'm gonna go around the pothole.
Exactly.
But the whole time it was fated for me to take the trip around the pothole just to end up right where I was supposed to be, which is in another pothole.
Exactly.
So now,
in a pothole, because you got to go into the pothole for you to throw your wheel off of this axle, for you to be broken down on the side of the road. Okay, this is church. For you to then bring yourself back together, put the tire back on the vehicle, and keep going. It's all part of the circle of life.
It is, man. And I just recently stopped trying to. Well, I ain't gonna say I stopped trying, because I'm a hard-headed motherfucker. But when it's something that I don't want to do, I mean, fuck it. I'm gonna try not to do it. Like, even now, like, it was meant for me to go through what I went through with that woman. And I've helped so many people. But if I had to go back and do it, I would have blocked that hoe.
Is it?
Damn that. I enjoy my peace.
Is it?
It's cool to have the attention and have the following and have different movie producers and all this reaching out. But like I told you, I prefer to shut the fuck up.
Right.
And I prefer to be left alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm perfectly okay, living in a cave by myself.
In your hermetic experience.
If I had to be a tarot card, damn should be the hermit.
Yeah.
Damn should be the hermit, man. Leave me fuck alone.
And I'm getting ready to bring my tarot services to TikTok just because I'm ready finally to be able to absorb some people's energy at a higher rate than what I was prior to that. And that's something else with being a spiritualist. When you are a vessel for a lot of people, just as I was telling you before, you got to rest your voice, you got to drink tea, you got to take, time off. That just is what it is. Teachers teach all year, and then for 3 months during the summer, they do nothing. So we have to think there has to always be a period of rest. And learning when it's a period of rest or when it's a period of creativity or lesson changes the flow so much.
I'm learning it now because before all of this, God was telling me to rest, and I was arguing because I'm like, man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to manifest. I'm ready to make stuff happen. And then boom, I get this thought in my head about a podcast, and I started getting visions about the success of it. And now I'm like, okay, well, let me get to this, and then things begin to fall into place, and I'm like, okay, so I'm being pushed to do this, so let's get it. So I get on TikTok and I post about it, and a whole lot of people want to tell their stories. So I'm like, oh shit, get my shit.
That's it. It's finding that energetic balance. Yeah. How do you do it? You know, what do you do in order for you to facilitate the energy, but then also have something for yourself in the end?
Yeah, it's finding balance. If I'm not mistaken, that was one of the reasons why I'm here on Earth now, to balance my emotions instead of being a fucking psychopath. Because
same.
It's natural for me to just, I'm a fire sign, and I embody that shit.
Yeah.
You know, all my kids fire signs too.
Really? Whatever you think that you did and got away with, and the hell you gave your mama and all that, you get it back twice, the boy and the girl. I think that's hilarious.
My daughter, she's so motherfucking emotional. I am not an emotional man.
Yeah.
And my wife,
and that's why she is.
Yeah. Because I am not an emotional man.
So she's showing you the other side.
She is. I mean, I done been through so much, man, and I wasn't really allowed to feel, because I'm such a balanced man when it comes to my emotions. People always want to come to me to get me to do the heavy lifting for some emotional thing. Like my mama, she tasked me out to unplug her, you know, when she was dying, because she was like, out of all my kids, he the strongest. Nobody wanted to do it. You know, and I'm like, what the fuck I want to unplug you for?
Right.
Like, I love you.
Right.
But she trusted me to do it. When my grandmother was like that, she called my mother, and she was dying over the phone. And she had just, my cousin, it's a lot, but my cousin put money on my head. He tried to kill me, and my grandmother took his side. So in my head, fuck you.
Right.
You know, grandma or not, you willing to let this man kill me? Damn you. But then karma has a funny way of just working, man. She called me and my mama the ones that she fucked over when she's dying.
Of course.
And my mother, she forgave her on the spot. That wasn't the case with me, but she forgave her on the spot. And she asked me to kick in the door, and right when I was finna kick it in, she managed to open the door, and she was covered in piss and shit. Because when you die, you know, your body excretes itself and all of that. So she covered in piss and shit, and she collapsed, and I just leaned in and grabbed her, and I'm talking to her, and she repenting, saying, I'm sorry. And I was still angry, but I watched my mother hold her mother crying, and she forgave her, and the energy in the room just got lighter. And at I think I was 16, I learned what forgiveness was. And I learned the value of it, and I'm like, damn, so this is what it is.
This is why. This is why we do it.
Yeah, and it just, since that day, I never held on to anything that anybody did to me. If it's that deep, I'm gonna beat you the fuck up. And if it's really that deep, I'm gonna come see you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'm gonna let it go. And I've learned so much, even with my mother's death. She died, and she stayed here for about an extra week because she had unforgiveness in her heart, and God told her he wasn't gonna let her die till she let it go.
Yeah.
And she just so happened to, when people are dying, their senses get heightened.
Very much so.
And I didn't know that.
Very much so.
Me and my little brother was talking down the hallway about something that somebody in the family had did to me, something that they weren't supposed to be doing to a child. She on the other side of the house. She heard the whole fucking conversation. And when we saw her, she was just crying. She was fucking livid. She was like, why didn't you tell me that they touched you? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Trying to play crazy? And she was like, I heard y'all. And she held on to that shit, and she wanted to kill shit.
Right.
But that's why I ain't tell her, you know?
Yeah.
But I know how she fucking is, you know what I'm saying? But God told her that she had to let that go. And if she let it go, that he would give her the option to either heal her and let her live, or he would call her home. She told us that she would choose to live, but she told God otherwise, and her ass ain't here no more. So we was a little pissed at her about that, but it ain't our choice.
Yeah.
You know
when it's over, it's over.
Yeah, she was tired, man. So it took me some time. I had to forgive her the same way she had to forgive her mother. I thought that was interesting.
Cycle.
Yeah. And I hope then I don't have to go through that with my children, to where I hurt them to where they have to forgive me in such a manner. But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
But that's just about, the awareness. If you know what it's felt like, you know what it was to have to carry the burden, you know what it is to not completely forgive until somebody is dying, then you would do the best that you can to make sure that never happens to your children. It also can be a reflection that it's already happened to you, so it won't happen. happen to your children. You know, it won't have to happen to your kids because it already happened.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. And it's sometimes I be trying to tell God, like, what if I just spend like a little time in a cave? Like, will you just give me a break, let me go live in a cave? But this thing is nah, you done had your time. It's time to speak now. You know what I'm saying? When you go through certain stuff, it comes a point to where you have to help other people.
Yeah, that's it.
You have
that's
to
the
help
whole
other people.
reason.
Yeah. I mean, I done been in so many situations, man, where people didn't help me.
Right.
So, and I'm not opposed to helping people, but I'm just a very independent guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay sitting in a room full of people and not saying shit.
Yeah.
Not speaking to nobody.
I've always said I'm not here to facilitate the revolution within a person. I'm not here to lead you there. Yeah. I'm not even a teacher. I'm just living my chaotic experience. And if it comes across and was able to help somebody, great. But in the beginning of my journey, like 15 years ago, I was always trying to like convince people to think the way I was thinking. Convince people to, you know, like, life is so much easier because I started thinking this way and moving this way. So come over here and do it. Come over here and do it. And then that also took me out of my own energy, you know, like figuring out how to transmute and transcend energy. And then you're trying to communicate that to a person who is still earthbound. You know, their mental is earthbound. That's going to swing me out of my energetic, you know, every time, even like I haven't done it recently, but if I was to do it, I would swing my own self out of my vibration, trying to pull somebody into my shit. It's not possible. We're not compatible there. So it's funny how we can be healers by not necessarily trying to do anything, or we can change people and impact their lives without having to physically touch them, but by doing exactly what you're doing through the oracle, through the story, through the voice.
And I've had so many people reach out to me. I will tell you, I uploaded, I didn't tell nobody this, but the first day I uploaded that witchcraft video, I started having dreams of people trying to put shit on me. Now it didn't work, but I was fucking tired all the time.
Yeah. Now that's the thing, it may not stick to you, but the tiredness of you fighting it off the whole time is real.
Yeah, and people was like, when you coming out with the next video? I'm like, bitch, I'm tired. Bitch, I'm tired. Like, man, people blowing up my inbox. I get on TikTok to thousands of notifications, and people are like, I'm stalking your page. I got people telling me, some of the people I was cool with, I can feel different witches and warlocks plotting on you. They don't like that you exposing them. That girl you talking about, I can feel her watching your page. I'm like, man, shit. And I'm like, I'm out here, not here.
Yeah. That's basically it, you know? Yeah. And like the old folks say, know whose you are and who you are. For a very long time on my social media, I didn't show my face. Yeah, because when I did, years ago, severe things happened in my waking life after I showed my physical life on the internet. And so it spooked me, for lack of a better word. I'm like, I'm not showing anything else. I will continue to give y'all memes and posts and bare selfies because no. But then I just had to realize again, you know, throughout history, the greatest leaders, the most influential leaders have been hated by the exact same people who they trying to help. They have been scathed and hurt by the exact same people, but that did not stop them. They didn't stop the fact that the creator created them to speak what they gonna speak, do what they gonna do. And so, you know, not moving in fear and knowing ultimately that we are protected and covered by something so much more ancient that if somebody is trying to come against us, they got bigger problems on their head. Even if it minimally works and knocks us off of our square for a little bit, we'll get back on. You done made a deal with some energy that you can't suffice, and it's not gonna work out well.
Yeah, listen, man, I was telling my wife got tired of me because I'm like, baby, I'm fucking tired, I'm tired. And she was like, just fast and pray. And like the whole time I'm uploading the videos, I'm fucking fasting. Like I would post a video, wait 3 to 5 days, and they're like, why you gonna post a video every day? I'm like, bitch, I'm fasting. I can't. Yeah. I'm fasting. If I post a video every day at the end of me finishing this series, my ass probably gonna be in the graveyard.
Yeah, seriously. And there's no rush. You know, time doesn't exist. It's not real anyway. So you always have time. So there's no reason for you to rush against a timeline or, you know, any of that. Release it when you have the energy and when you are ready. And
I'm realizing that because I like to get shit done.
Yeah.
I'm a man that gets shit done. Like my wife, that's one characteristic that she loves about me. Like if she comes to me with something, she trusts me to get it done because I will.
Yes.
My mother was the same way. People in the military, they know I'm gonna get it done. But because people know I'm gonna get it done, when you are reliable, you get relied on and you get fucking used up.
That's another thing I unplugged from 2 years ago. That's another reason why I know it kind of, why that spiritual attack hit so heavily. Because I, at this point, was a plug and a multi-prong plug, like an extension cord, that people were plugging into every stop that they possibly could. Can you do this for me? Can you go here? Can you pick this up? Can you bring that here? And on top of energy, calling you with the deepest, darkest, saddest transit that they've ever been in. And I'm dealing with that too. I completely unplugged. And I will continue to be unplugged.
Man, when I came to you with my witchcraft story, I was like, I did one. I'm like, man, I don't even want to drop this off on this lady. I'm like, I hope she got some protection spells or something, because this shit is heavy.
It was always. And even with your situation, like, it was so evident, one in your birth chart, past life energies, it revealed also that you had that connection with her. But from the first conversation I had with you about that situation, I would preface our conversation before I even called you with protection. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, her energy is clearly potent. It is whatever it is. So I'm like, okay, we need all systems on guard. You know what I'm saying? We're not even gonna fuck with her because it's real. It's real. And sometimes you don't even have to say the person's name like that. And that, let whoever's listening to this know that if you are trying to energetically cut away from, or cord cut away from, or not, detach from somebody, do not speak their name. The power in the name is so real. Figure out a nickname that you're going to call this motherfucker if you just got to talk about him. Try your best not to think about it. Yeah. But if you have to, the power of the name is so potent, you do not want to activate that stuff when you're trying to let somebody or something go.
I learned a lot from that girl. And in a sense, I'm thankful for her, but I felt like I could have learned all I learned in another way.
Right.
I didn't feel like I had to. I got out with my life, but I was traumatized for a year.
Yeah. See, but what I remember from our conversation, no, you needed that hard ass lesson. You yourself, you needed that hard lesson. You would not move that way no more.
Yeah, man. I'm a hard head, you know what I'm saying? But I learned from it, you know what I'm saying?
As long as you learn, you are living right.
She told my ass up, boy. She told my motherfucking ass up. That motherfucker had me crying. I'm a hard man. That girl had me crying. I was in that motherfucker hitting the walls and shit.
See? Got you all undone.
Man, fuck, boy. I told man, I hope I never see that motherfucker again.
That's my favorite part of the energetic lesson. When you learn what you need to learn from that person and you never see him again. You know how you can see people in traffic, or I saw somebody at the grocery store? That shit does not happen when you have learned what you were supposed to learn from them. You will quite literally never see them again unless something is happening with their family and your family. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are planning to be in the same spot. That's my favorite part of it. When I keep running into a person, or I keep thinking about them, or they keep coming across my timeline, I'm like, I clearly have something to resolve. Still.
Yeah, man.
Why do I keep seeing you?
It was a lot, and people on TikTok wanted me to keep talking about that shit, and I said in 2025 I ain't talking about that motherfucking girl no more, man. Like, and I don't give a damn how much attention it brings me. Like, nah, man. Like, and I want people to understand, like, that shit entertainment for them, but it was trauma for me. That shit was real.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? That goddamn girl tried to kill my wife.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, it ain't cool for me, man. And a lot of people think that because I'm a man, it was just all about sex.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I do love sex. Hell, I ain't gonna cap to you, but it was deeper than that.
Yeah.
I was genuinely, she played me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was very, very manipulative, man. I've never met a woman so manipulative. You know what I'm saying? Like, she would read me Bible verses and prophesize over me and all this other shit, and then turn around and be putting this shit on me.
Yeah, she's a hoodoo practitioner.
Yeah, tell me some of the sweetest shit ever.
Nothing about what she did was not normal.
Yeah, the shit wasn't fucking normal to me, man. I was like, I ain't do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Females, goddamn, they sweet on me, but they ain't put shit on me.
Yeah, it's that light dark energy, bro. It's that light dark energy. What you gonna do with it? How you gonna work with it? When you gonna work with it? You know? And a person like that Jezebel spirit, she has the Jezebel spirit. I'm willing to manipulate in order to attain at any cost. But let's always remember, Jezebel ass ended up getting ate up by dogs in the end. So she's never.
Yeah, she got fucked over.
She's never worth it.
We got fucked over, man, and it was just so much, man. Like people, when I think back on it, I'm like, damn, that shit really happened. Actually, the anniversary for me meeting her is coming up. It's coming
and hopefully,
up.
I hope that day comes and goes and you don't pay any attention to it, because it also is kind of still like paying homage or giving offering to that part of your life where you don't need to. So I hope that day comes and goes, and 2 days later you're like, oh dang, that was such and such day. Because that shows your disconnection from it and not your fear or harboring or even sadness or being upset about it anymore.
Yeah, I was at McDonald's the other night, and there was this car in front of me, and this girl got out the car and started twerking. I looked at that woman, man, it looked just like her. I threw that motherfucking truck in reverse. I was finna get the fuck up out of there, but I looked a little closer, and I was like, nah, that ain't her. But I was finna leave that motherfucker. I'm like, man, shit, don't tell me I ain't learn my lesson, man.
That's it.
I'm like, I can't go for a round two.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I gotta go opposite direction.
Yeah, I'm saying if I call Elle for a fucking round two, she gonna hang the phone on my black ass. I can't. She gonna cuss my ass out. I remember.
That wouldn't have ended well. I got certain cousins, they know not to even call me if it's the same thing. They don't call me.
Yeah.
I got a homeboy. I probably haven't talked to him in a year, because for a whole entire year prior to all of the shit that went bad in his life, I told him, Saturn's gonna go into your, I don't know what house it was. I said, and it's gonna dishevel everything. And you're hard-headed, you don't listen. And if you don't listen, Saturn's gonna drag you. He didn't want to listen. You're gonna lose your job, you're gonna lose your girl, you're gonna lose everything. He did not listen to me. 6-7 months later, it all started to happen. Everything started happening. He lost his job, went to jail, like everything went wrong. And so because I know his girlfriend, I was like trying to not be nosy, but you already booked me for readings and shit, so I'm trying to figure out like what's going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't tell me what happened. And he literally said, man, I ain't fucking with Elle, man. He's like, I don't want to talk to her. He's like, she gonna tell me some shit I don't want to hear.
Yeah, listen, man, the last time I called you, I was hesitant. I was like, man, bro, fuck it. I need to talk to some goddamn body. I know she gonna chew my ass up.
And that's why I call myself Cousin Elle, not Auntie. Although I'm about to be 40 in this year, I'm cousin. Because Auntie might be like, hey baby, that's okay. I'm like, bitch, you tripping? Why are we still doing this? You know what I'm saying? And I might be the cool cousin the first time. Oh, let's pass the blunt, let's shoot the shit. Okay, I understand what you're going through. But the next time I come over to grandma's house, you still in that same bullshit. Now I gotta charge you up. What are we talking about?
The last time, man, you were talking so goddamn fast, I couldn't even hear you. I'm like, fuck, boy. I said, God dang. All I knew was that I was fucked up. I couldn't even say nothing. I was like, fuck, boy. Chewing my ass up. Shit. I said,
when I start talking fast, they can tell that's what I'm channeling spirit. Like, don't interrupt her. Just let her say.
Yeah. Well, I was like, fuck, boy. I was like, damn. I said, it's gonna be a minute before I call her ass again. Yeah. It hurt my little goddamn. I went back in the office.
Yep.
Put my head down.
The last time I talked to you, election day?
I can't remember. This was like in 2020. I was dealing with that girl like in 2021. I want to say.
Okay. That could have been then. Yes. I was about to say, I don't feel like I was talking too fast around election day, but I could have been.
Man, you light my ass up, man. I had you on speakerphone, like trying to hit you. I'm like, God damn. Like, every other word was like, you need that. I'm like, shit. Trying to take mental note. I'm like, shit. Maybe I should have recorded this motherfucker.
Maybe I should have recorded this.
Maybe I should have recorded this motherfucker, because you chewed my ass up and got off the fucking phone. I went in the office, just my damn sergeant like, are you alright? I'm like, shit, I don't know. Shit.
I'm processing.
Yeah, probably not, but like I got a whole lot going on, man. Like, god damn, got a whole lot going on. But I think back on that situation, man, and it's funny because I thought that I learned my lesson, but it wasn't a thing of I wanted to go back to her. My curiosity, it gets the best of me sometimes. There were certain blanks that I wanted filled, because I got her pregnant the last time I saw her, and I had a vision that she was pregnant, and I kept having it, but in my head I'm like, please, fucking please, man.
Please don't make me have to deal with her forever. But if you would have had to deal with her forever, that would be your karma.
I know.
Because God brought this situation to you so you could learn, upgrade, apply. You saw it for what it was, and you realize, like, okay, this is not going to be conducive to my future. And then if you continue to entertain it, God's like, okay, bet it's going to be in your future for at least the next 18, 19 years.
That's actually what he told me, man. He told me if I went back, that I would get her pregnant. She would keep the child. But I take care of my children.
Yes.
You know, it don't matter who you are, what I did. So I wanted to, she said that she was going to get an abortion or whatever, but I wanted to see some paperwork.
Yeah, no, it's for real. You need to do a what do you call it? Like when you case somebody, when you follow them around, like go to their house, go to the grocery. You need to see if there's a little baby that's walking around.
That's what I wanted to do, but God said no. He said drop it. He said if you go near her, it's up. So I had to cold turkey the situation, and my wife was like, if I find out you got a baby, I'm gonna kill your ass.
Yeah. But the thing is none of that stuff ever, all secrets come out. My biological mother lied initially she lied for 13 years and told everybody that I died at birth. Told my siblings, told everybody I died at birth, but I had gotten adopted. So then my oldest sibling called her on it when she was 13 and was like, why'd you lie? She's like, to figure it out when you get older. Like, you'll learn about that when you get older. Okay, then she still lies today. If we were to contact my biological mother right now today, she would say, I don't have a daughter that was born in July 1985. Oh, that baby died. I was on the phone when I heard her say that. You know how old black women do. I'm from a kind of small town in Omaha, Nebraska. So them black women got on the phone maybe 6-7 years ago and did a 3-way and called her. And were like, do you remember the baby you had in 1985? She was like, I didn't have no baby in 1985. And then one of the other ladies was like, yes, you did, because I was dating such and such, and I was in the waiting room when she was born. Right. And she was like, oh, yeah, that baby died. Like, she was still holding on to that. And they were like, no, that baby's very much alive. She's on the phone. She wants to talk to you. She wants, like, she wants some answers. And she didn't want to do that. And to this day, she doesn't want to. But that's fine. I don't care. That's her cross to bear for her to be buried in. But I will always rally on the fact that she tried to hide me. You tried to hide me, and I'm very much so out here. You tried to lie and manipulate your whole entire family that a child did not exist. Yeah. And I'm here. So whoever and whatever is lying about a life or about a new generation or any of that, it will come out. It might come out when a kid's 18, 19 years old, because especially these new kids, they want to know about themselves. So I know 2 people in the last couple of years that had children in 2000 that they thought was not their kids. And those kids went and got their test in the last 2 years to figure out that they were their parents. Right. So it'll never be hidden. Even if it tries to be hidden, it will not be. So the best that you can do is continue to grow and nurture the relationship that you have with your family and your wife. And again, like you said, cold turkey and leave all that behind.
Yeah, the crazy part about it is in the vision, it was shown to me that she would get pregnant, but the baby would die. And then when I ignored it for like a week, and then my wife had the same vision, and she wasn't gonna ignore that shit, because my wife is actually the one that recommended me to you. You
Your wife, her gift is so top tier. Yeah, it's extra worldly. I really, really respect it.
Yeah, she taught me a lot, but when she got angry, this was when I first met her, when she was kind of unhealed. When she got angry, she kind of was on her left hand shit. I had to worry, but
that's it.
But she got good control, man. But she was like, I'll fold your ass up if you play with me.
That's it. Let's get it understood. Do not play with me.
It wasn't like that, though. It wasn't like that, man. She was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fasted for 4 years before I met her, and I healed. And when I met her, she was unhealed. And she brought all her trauma from every relationship to me. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't deserve this. But every time I left
that's not even about you deserving. That's you being a man. Men are the provider and the protector. So it's great that you were able to already go off and do your healing, because you were supposed to provide space for her to heal, and you be the protector. You be the one that remedied everything that had went wrong before and give her the safe haven of knowing it was okay to take that skin off, take off whatever warrior medal she's been wearing, and be okay because she was safe with you. Yeah. It's not fun and easy. I can only imagine for the man who has to inherit it. It can't be fun and easy. But
I'm glad somebody said it, because them damn women was like, you supposed to do this. It don't matter. I'm like, man, I'm human too, motherfucker.
Yeah, that part too. And then that comes into your partner learning and understanding that it's not always just about her needs and what she's going through and her traumas, but then being an open book for you in a well to fill you back up.
I don't do toxic, man. Like, every relationship that I've been in, like, if the woman is, I like healed. I like healed if I'm healed, but for some odd reason, God reserves the good people for assholes. And it's like if I'm healed, he put me with somebody who ain't healed so they can be in my aura and this weird shit. And that's really how it is. The healed women get with shitty ass men.
Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. But I think, again, it's just the balance. Just how people are saying, like, there's no good man or there's no good women. No, there are just the same amount of good men and good women as there are shitty men and shitty women. But because opposites attract, that's why we always end up with the one who's not much like us. You know what I'm saying? The suburban girl is going to marry the nigga from the hood because that's how it goes.
That's really what it is now. I took her to the hood, man, and she was like, "Oh, I saw this on TV, this and that." And I'm like, you know, hell no. She want to go on a fucking field trip in the hood. I'm like, we ain't fucking going to the hood. You crazy? You know what I'm saying? Niggas getting killed in the hood. I'm not going over there, man. But the fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but she want to watch the ghetto movies and shit. I don't like watching that. I grew up in that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas selling drugs and getting killed. I grew up in that.
Yeah.
So I
it's
don't
certain,
watch it.
You know, movies and shows and things like that depict reality for people who experience certain things that they cannot watch it. I got a homegirl who refuses to watch Boys in the Hood or anything like it. She said, that's my reality. Why am I going to watch y'all, you know, be entertained by some shit that I really had to live through? I'm not interested in it. Same, you know, for me, anything that has to do with the abuse of a woman or the fondling of a child, or even if it's the girl getting her rebirth back, I'm not watching it. I will not watch it. I will have an attitude. I will be pissed off. It's the equivalent to me watching some shit with slavery. I'm going to slap the shit out of somebody. So it's best that I just stay watching the things that help me feel better about life.
Yeah, man, my wife like that, man. I don't do slave movies. I watched that movie, what was the name of it, man? The guy where they it's gonna bother me not knowing it, but he was an activist, and it was a person inside of his own organization that set him up, and his girlfriend or his wife was on top of him in the end. He was poisoned. Fred Hampton.
Yes. Yep.
That was a fucking sad movie.
Yes, and I love Fred Hampton, but his whole story is sad to me. I always say he's the original rapper. He was rapping before rap was a thing, but he was a political rapper, getting them facts across. 21 years old, taking off this earth and set up. And unfortunately, they always have to set us up from within. They can, they can never send one of their own to do it, and one of our own is always willing to do it for a little bit of a payoff.
Unfortunately, and it's like, it's crazy that it's like, I have no doubt about it that he was chosen, man, and that's the fate that comes with the shit. And it's like, what the fuck, man? It's like, damn, that shit sucked. Now I'm sure, spiritually he got his rewards, because I imagine he did what he was meant to do on earth, but that was shitty.
Yeah, very short-lived life. All of them, all of them. You think about any of the militants that led the beginning of our civil rights journey, they were all young. We're talking kids. We're talking 25 and younger. The oldest person, maybe MLK and Malcolm. And even that's young for what we think about today, But so influential, so monumental for the time. But then, unfortunately, we know the government is another power at B. So if you got too much motion, if you got too much movement, that's going to be discriminatory. Like I've talked about on my page before, how the CIA, so the Secret Service, showed up at my house. I guess this would have been 2011, because my mom died 2012. So 2011, they showed up at my house, because I was so militant and crazy on social media about like, just fuck the system. Like, everybody was so happy about Barack Obama, and I was literally up and down niggas people timeline like, fuck him. Y'all traded the black vote for a half black. Like, I was going ham. Like, I was going nuts, right? Like, this going fucking insane. And so I do remember, like I said on my page, I remember what I said that got the Secret Service to my house. But when I wrote it, when I tweeted it, I didn't think it was going to be that influential. Like, who cares? And I was just talking so much shit every day. I was talking so much shit, so I wasn't thinking about that. But I made that post in like August of 2010, and then March of 2011 is when the Secret Service showed up at my house. And they first showed up at my uncle's house, and my little cousin, he plays too much. So he calls me and he's like, "Lauren, they're outside looking for you, Secret Service." I was like, "You play too much. Get off my phone." My uncle got on the phone and was like, "No." He's like, "I don't know what you did this time." And it's so funny now, like when we tell the whole story as a family, they say, because that's this time. This nigga's always in some shit. I'm always in something. So my uncle was like, "I don't know what you did this time, but they really out here. These people really looking for you. They in these suits. They gave us cards. What do you want us to do?" I said, "Send them to my house." Again, I had nothing to fucking lose. I'm like 25. I got nothing to lose. I got no kids. What's up? and I'm all the way feeling like Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton, aside I'm this. It's what's up, So I'm just sending them to my house. So they come. My child's father We had only been dating for 30 days. And in that 30 days, I had burned up his clothes. And now the Secret Service is going to
Jesus, man. What I tell you?
That came on him himself. He should have never talked, don't handle me crazy. And I was unhealed, toxic, unhinged,
man,
crazy.
That'd be the worst.
30 days, he said, I done burned the shit up, and now the Secret Service is at the house. You know, now, our child is, she'll be 9 this year. But we always jokingly talk about, like, you always knew I was crazy. So you knew from the day one, motherfucker. I was with that shit.
Yeah.
When he comes to the house, he says, how you doing? I was like, I'm good. I said, but the Secret Service is going to be here in a couple of minutes. He's like, you bullshit. I was like, nah, for real. My uncle just called. They going to be here. He's like, you don't look nervous at all. I had just got done working out. I mind my business. I'm about to eat my rice for the evening. You think I think So they get there. They question me. Everything they asked me, I kept saying, you're with the government. Why would I answer you? You're with the government. Why would I ask? They said, are you a member of any militant organizations? You're with the government. Why would I? No, I said, you're the feds. Why would I answer that? Every answer, that's what my answer was. And so they turned to my child's father at that time and they say, would you say that she's violent? And he's like, I wouldn't say she's violent, but if you push her into a corner, she gonna come out swinging on you.
Yeah.
It's okay. So then they take him outside. And he said, when they got him outside, they said, okay, you're alone now. Is she violent?
Yeah.
Did she hurt you?
On some police shit, man. On some police shit.
So they said, do you know why we're here? And I said, no, I would love to know why. They said, do you remember a tweet that you wrote against Obama, basically like terroristic threat? And I was like, okay. No, I've talked a lot of shit this last year. Exactly what I said. I've talked a lot of shit this last year. So I don't know what y'all caught. And so he brings up the dude. He had like a sheet long of all my fucking tweets. And he said, this is the one we're here for. And it was highlighted. And I remember exactly what it said. And I said, okay, I can see why you're not here for that. He said, we need to talk to your mother. My mom lived in Nebraska. I was living in Texas. They said, we need to talk to your mom to see if you're crazy. Do you have the mental capacity to build bombs? You know, all of that. I said, first of all, I'm a student. I was still going to school at that time. I was like, I'm a student. I'm broke. I probably got $5 to my name. I don't have no money for no damn bomb. They're like, well, we gotta call your mom. So it ended with them taking pictures of my, like, you know, from my chest up, all of my tattoos, anything. They took all my tattoos. They put me on the Attorney General's list. And they said, if you ever get flagged for anything like this again, whether it's on social media or in real life, you will then go before the Attorney General and it will be up to them what your punishment is. And they left. So my child's father was still shook. So I knew that he was scared. I called my mom. She was like, Lauren, you're not scared? I said, Mom, this is what I've been waiting for. Like, every militant person who came before me is so proud of me. Like, there's a party in heaven right now, in militant heaven, because of me. So funny. But to this day, that's why I'm very nitpicky about what I talk about on social media. Very nitpicky, because how we all joke about having a spy. I know that I have a spy. I know that there's a person who's watching my Twitter, watching my Instagram, they're watching it and they waiting. They waiting for me to say some crazy ass shit.
That's crazy, man. And I wonder if they would have had the same energy if you was white, man. I wonder. You would have had
questions that need answers.
If they would have had the same energy if you was white.
Because they would not have.
Yeah.
Because they would not have.
That's crazy, man. That is wild.
Yes.
And the whole taking pictures, that shit they do when they arrest you. I got arrested fucking in 2021, and I didn't feel like I was in jail until they took a picture of all my tattoos and all this shit tatted. I told him, man, I said, I just got this one right here. He said, okay, take your shirt off. I was like, okay, I got this one right here too. I'm like, shit, I had forgot about it. He's like, turn around. Shit all over my back, man. I didn't feel like I was in jail, man, because when they list your tattoos, those are identifying marks.
That's what I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to pick me out anywhere with these headphones in the back of my neck.
Yeah. That's why I don't have anything visible, which it will maybe except this right here, but
yeah,
I don't have none of my shit visible because I'm like, man, I don't ever want to go. They took my damn guns. I still ain't got my guns. Because
it's in one of them laws, gun collection.
Yeah, I know. They took my AK-47.
It's in their gun cabinet.
Shotgun. And when I won the case, I went back to court to get it. And the DA was like, if you get these guns back, I'm going to reopen the case. And my lawyer was like, have your freedom. Take the L.
Take that freedom. You can buy them guns anywhere. And even if you can't get them again, so what?
Yeah, but I was like, fuck, man. Because I build guns and sell them. It's a passion of mine. You know what I'm saying? So I was in the military. I built them and sell them. And I had some dope ass shit. And they took all my bullets. And I'm like, well, they left me with nothing but the fucking magazines, man.
Yeah.
I still got pictures of my shit on my phone. the fucking paperwork with all the laws on it and shit. I'm like, man, but I bought new guns.
Yeah.
I bought new guns, but I want my shit back.
Well, everything that is lost is always replenished one way or another, and it may take a little bit of time or energetic upgrade to receive it again, but it'll come through.
I learned my lesson. Now, a lot of times, the way I see it, man, a lot of times God will let us get burned without getting incinerated.
Mm-hmm.
So they took my guns, but I got my freedom.
That's it.
It stings because I love my fucking guns.
Yeah. It's your ego.
Yeah.
Your ego is dying in order for a better part of your soul to be rebirthed. Yeah. Every time.
Yeah, man, and it's crazy, man. This journey shit is interesting, but I can feel myself becoming a more patient man than I in the beginning. Me and my wife broke up and separated so many damn times because she was crazy as hell. And I took 4 years and healed. I didn't heal to deal with nobody else's shit. So every time I would leave and he would tell me, go back. If I didn't listen, my life would start falling apart until I got back with her. Then shit started coming together, and I kept asking, why am I with this woman? And this thing was, you need her and she needs you for the growth y'all need to, for the growth that needs to happen this lifetime for y'all. And I understand it now because everything that I'm not, she is, and everything that she's not, I am.
That's it.
So it's like, pieces to the puzzle.
That's exactly it. I was going to say, we're all jagged pieces of the puzzle looking for your other jagged piece. None of us are perfect. So you need that jagged piece that perfectly matches your jagged piece.
Yeah, my wife actually, she told me to ask you, did you remember her earlier?
Yes!
Yeah.
Tell her I said what it do. Oh my God, I hope that she's doing so good.
She is, man. That damn girl crazy. It's crazy because, I had left her and was dealing with this other woman, and I'm getting fucked up, and I had to come calling back to her like,
always.
I need some help. Yeah,
always.
You know, I'm the father of your children. You gonna let me die, is she?
Yeah, that's your own problem. I didn't do it.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how she was in the beginning. She loved me, and I loved her at the moment. I was just hurt and angry. Too hurt to realize that I'm still in love with this woman. But she was like, I know somebody, and I'm like, fucking give me your shit. God damn it.
I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, man.
Her gift is top tier.
Yeah, she spoke highly of me, man. She spoke highly of me. And I had mentioned that I was going to do an interview with you, and she just started laughing. I'm like, oh, yeah. So I know she's going to be interested to see it, man. If you had to give any advice to the people watching from your experience, whether they are, I want to say everybody on the spiritual journey, whether they are aware of it or not, but for the people
that's for another day, for another topic.
For the people that's watching this, if you had to give them any advice, what would it be?
Keep God first. No matter where you go on the spiritual journey, know that you will go away from your tradition. You will go away from the things that you once knew and the things that once made sense to you. And you may meet and encounter many different spirits, deities, entities, energies. Many of them may be supportive of you. They may be loving of you and protective of you, but keep the Most High God and Goddess at the forefront of your journey. Trust your intuition above all things. No matter what somebody tells you is what can work or will work. Trust your intuition. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. You don't have to be a crystal worshiper. You don't have to venerate your ancestors. You don't have to meditate to the east every day. You figure out what works for you and then cycle it out when it no longer works for you. And then I'm sure that this is kind of preaching to the choir, but no one is coming to save you. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but I mean, no one's going to do your work for you. No one's going to teach you or help you to manifest and protect your energy and to build your relationship with the entities and energies in your life. You have to do that. You have to be willing to facilitate it. You have to be willing to get drugged. You have to be willing to leave every part of you that was once comfortable at the crossroads. You'll meet them again. You'll meet that version of yourself again, and you'll be able to retrieve them, but not until you become an upgraded version of it.
I can dig that. The last lady I interviewed, her advice was trust your intuition.
Yeah, above all. And some people don't know the difference between their intuition and their fear. It was a girl who stole my mama's quote years ago. Again, this is why I don't be putting shit on the internet, but my mama told me my whole life. My mama told me my whole life, you can tell the difference between your intuition and your fear because one's in your chest and one's in your stomach.
Yeah.
Your intuition is That's in real. Your stomach. Like my gut feeling, my gut intuition told me to go this way. Fear is your chest. Anxiety. I don't have an anxiety attack. You're just not thinking clearly. You're not breathing deeply. You're not allowing spirit to navigate you. the way that it's going to happen. So, and then when we get into human design, which is another conversation for another time, human design depicts where you hold your intuition. So some people hold their intuition when they're up and moving around and like jogging and out in the world. Other people's intuition activates when they're by themselves, when they're in the bath, when they're in the shower. So figuring out, again, what your intuitional process looks like and then not swaying from it makes all the difference as well.
That's interesting, man. I thought I was the only one that felt that shit in my stomach, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. And you got some people who don't have any solar plexus action, so they don't have any manifesting generator energy there. Therefore, they're not going to feel their intuition there. They might feel their intuition somewhere else, mentally, in their heart, because that's not where they don't even carry the space there.
That's interesting, man. I learned something new today. I thought I was the only one that felt it in my stomach. Like, whenever I grew up watching demons and stuff get called out of people, and whenever I was in the presence of it, my stomach would crumble the fuck up, and it's just like you are in the presence of danger.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the time as always. We may do another one in the future, depending on.
Sure.
I know a lot of people, they want to hear from you.
Absolutely. I am grateful to this opportunity. I'm grateful to my connection with you. Grateful to your wife, my ace moon. Send her my energy. I definitely am going to start pairing with people on my podcast. I've had podcasts for 3 or 4 years at this point, but I was never really bringing people in. So 2025 networking. It's Pluto and Aquarius. We're in a year 9. This is just my little astrology spiel. And this is the time for connecting with networks, connecting with communities, building within your community. So I definitely will be reaching out to you to do some exposés on my podcast. So I definitely look forward to working with you again in the near future. Keep growing, being abundant, stay grounded, stay focused, but get ready to blow up.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Have a good time with your family, and I'll talk to you soon.
Man, homie, I had to stop it at an hour, right around an hour though, because me and her can go on and on and on. But that won't be the only time we chop it up like this in this manner. If you feel called to donate, homie, my cash app is $ Gabriel Gilmore. Gabriel Gilmore, Gilmore. Follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Roy C. Gilmore. If you want my information or Elle's information, it will be in the description. So if you're going through something, holla at her. But I warn you, if your energy ain't right and you're on assignment trying to destroy shit, whatever you plot, you might as well plot for your damn self. Whatever hole you digging, bitch, you might as well dig it for yourself and throw your ass in that motherfucker. But thank y'all for attending. What questions and comments do you have? Drop them in the comments below. Until then, deuces.